Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. We're going to interrupt a very interesting and forthcoming stream of custom videos to play a game, the first, the last, and the only Rolex recognition game show. So I found some lost footage that I shot in Shinjuku, one of my shopping excursions. And in this particular shop, they didn't want me to take the price or the tags of the models. And so what we have is we have 9 watches. And I thought, how can we make this sort of fun? Well, we're going to look at them and I'm going to point out some things you want to keep in mind. And then you're going to guess about what the model is. All right. So there are 3 clips. There are 9 watches. You get a point just for clicking on this video. So you already got 1 point, and we're going to do it 1 point per watch. And we're going to go through the first of the 3 clips. And I'm going to point out some things you should probably keep in mind when you're trying to distinguish what model this is. And then we're going to look at it again, right back to back. You'll check your answers, give yourself a point if you got the reference number correct. And that's the way we're going to play it. All right, so let's start. All right, so this footage was taken back in June of 2020. You can see leaves on trees and people walking around in short skirts and short sleeves. Round 1, the first 3 watches, we have a date sub, all right? And it's got patina, so it's got to be an older watch. And it's water resistant to 300 meters. It's got a matte dial, no gold surrounds on the indices, and a sapphire crystal. Next to it, is that the same watch? We can compare. Maybe, maybe not. Key point, that depth rating, the matte dial, and the sapphire crystal. Next up, a 36mm Datejust. Key points, the pipe hand dial, acrylic crystal, and this would have a non-quickset date. That concludes round 1. Let's check. Right on the left, that couldn't be the first of the date subs, the 1680. The 1680 had a 200-meter depth rating and an acrylic crystal. This has a sapphire crystal and a deeper depth rating, so it's a later model, but it doesn't have the gold surrounds on the indices. And again, it's a matte dial. Well, in 1984, they started making gloss dials and the gold surrounds on the indices, so both of these subs are 16800s. The Datejust with an acrylic crystal pipe hand dial, this would be a 1601 with the non-quickset date, the 1560 movement. How'd you do? All right, round 2. All right, another 36mm Datejust, no pipe hand dial. This is a boiler gauge dial. This would have the quickset date, so the 3035 movement. But like the previous Datejust, it's got an acrylic crystal. Gmt Master, matte dial, no gold surrounds on the indices. Note the hand stack, that might help. Tritium dial, plenty of patina, so it's going to be an older watch. A Gmt Master 2, Swiss-made dial, solid end links, no holes case. And look, this is a stick dial. And assuming the insert is original, it's got sans serif font. All right, let's check. So this Datejust superseded the blue-dialed 1601 we saw earlier. This has the quickset date, and of course, no pipe hand dial. This would be a 16014. The GMT has a matte dial, no gold surrounds. It could be either a 1675 or a 16750, but because of the hand stack, you can see it's a 1675. I'm pretty sure most of my viewers got this one. Swiss-made dial, solid and link bracelet, no holes case. This would be a post-2003 16710. It's got a stick dial, so probably about a 2005 or 6, maybe a D serial. That concludes round 2. Round 3. Watch 6 is a 36mm Explorer. It's got a matte dial and tritium indices and hands, and an acrylic crystal versus the later sapphire crystal. A Gmt Master Pepsi. It's got gold surrounds on the indices, a glossy dial. Really, all you need to take note of is the fact that it's a Swiss-only dial, and that'll allow you to narrow it down to about 4 years. All right, a no-date sub. It's got an acrylic crystal, no gold surrounds, and it's a 2-line sub with a depth rating of 200 meters. And that concludes round 3. Let's check. All right, the 36mm Explorer. This is a 1016. They made the 1016 from 63 until 1989, but in 1966, they started putting a matte dial on it. First, it started out with a gilt dial and then a matte dial. So this is a post-1966. Another easy one. I bet all my viewers got this. This is a 16700. It's got a Swiss-only dial, so it's the last of the regular GMTs. This would be a U serial or an A serial. All right, a no-date sub with an acrylic crystal matte dial, no gold surrounds. This would be a reference 5513. The reference 5512 would be a 4-line sub, the COSC standardized sub, but this is a 2-liner. All right, guys, how did you do? Drop a comment in the comment section. Let's go through them and just kind of chat about them. All right, the 16800, the second iteration of the date sub ever, and beautiful patina on this watch, but the minute and hour hand are corroded, and that's probably a replacement second hand because it looks really pristine, and I think I prefer the replacement to this rusted second hand. That hurts to see, but it's original. Beautiful patina aside from that. In the 1601, some corrosion on the dial. Love the pipe hand dials, but to find one without corrosion is kind of tough. Of these three, I'd say the one on the left is my favorite. All right, the boiler gauge dial, 16014. White gold fluted bezel, Jubilee bracelets, and very interesting dial. Kind of like it. The 1675, made from 59 until 1980, had no quickset date. You can see the GMT hand is closest to the dial, and that changed after they put the quickset date in it. And the 16710, and at the time, I don't even think I noticed it was a stick dial. Beautiful. I wish I had priced it. I wonder how much it is, or if it's still there. Of these three, I'd have to go with the one on the left, by far. The 36mm 1016 with the matte dial, very special collectible watch, has really gone up in price over the years, but the real grail when it comes to the 1016 are the gilt ones from 1963, just those first 3 years. Gotta love the traditional GMT Masters, the 16700, and this is the last of the last with a Swiss-only dial. Fantastic. I mean, I much prefer this to the tritium-dialed ones. And the 5513, minimalist dial, only 2 lines, matte dial, no gold surrounds on the indices, so it makes for a very tool watch look. Beautiful. Usability-wise with acrylic crystal, not sure about it. Gorgeous watch. Of these three, the middle one. Hope you had a good time. Thanks for watching. Give this video a like, consider subscribing, and drop a comment in the comment section. Which one did you like? I have to go with that stick dial. It was probably a post-2003 stick dial. Oh, wearable, a little bit rare. It's my kind of watch. What about you? What did you like? Thanks again. Take care, and I'll see you next time.